it's amazing to see just kind of like the cool contrast between the protagonist or a traditional character in the story versus God, who his text bubbles are blacked out with the white text and they're always muted. How's it going, everybody? It's Magic Nate here with 24/7 Comics. We're here for another amazing book club. I'm here with my co-host,
Choi, publisher of 24/7 Comics. Man, it's been a journey, dude. How are you feeling, Nate?
I feel great. This is awesome. Again, for you guys at home, I'm a total comic noob. I've read a few of them as a kid, some of the classic Marvel stuff, and maybe we'll go through those in the future.
We will. We will dive into
But it's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for getting me back into reading comics, because that's what 24/7 is all about. We're here to spread the culture. We're here to get people back into their wonderful childlike wonderment, to get back to reading comics and enjoying the art that's out there now.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have hats on sale pretty soon called Have America Read Comics Again. So that's just kidding, mate.
Make America read again.
Yeah, make America read again. Yeah, actually, we need to start reading more.
Yeah, I like that.
With that said, before those hats show up, there's other things that we could actually present to you, and those are what's happening on 247comics.com right now. So, what is happening on 247comics.com right now? We have some more books from our creators, Daniel Wu, Sean Chen. Sean Chen, as you've probably seen him in Iron Man and Wolverine. This is his, I think, lifetime best work, and you don't take my word for it. Dive in yourself. We raised a significant amount on Kickstarter, and since then have been selling these books at conventions only. But now you could get them into your own household by visiting our store. You'll have issues 1 through 3. For those of you who love the art, can check out the line art by buying the artist editions. These are available to you, as well as some of these limited edition variant covers by Mateo Scalera, DK Ren, Jim Mahfood, Bella Rapture. So lots of stuff on 247comics.com, and there are some pin collections as well if you like pins, so definitely go and check it out for yourself. So what should we expect for this episode, Nate? I mean, this is closing us out with Do A Powerbomb.
I know, it's been absolutely crazy. I mean, just in this series alone with Book Club, like I said, we're bringing people in to read more comics. And we started off Do A Powerbomb with you and Sarah. She decided to tag me in, uh, or I could be her stunt double. I know we look so similar. We tagged out, I am here with you to talk about Do A Powerbomb, and we are going into issue number 7, which is going to be the epic showdown, the conclusion, because we went from this amazing tournament and backstories of this father-daughter duo in this total deathmatch kind of tournament. All of a sudden, they're now the new champions, and they're facing God,
Yeah.
the creator of the universe.
And what I loved about issue 7 was this DPS cover. We love wraparound covers here at 24/7, so you could tell because pretty much every single one of our books have wraparound covers, at least all the number ones. And this one, he closes out strong. I mean, pretty much every antagonist that our heroes had to face up to the. I mean, what do you call God then? He's not the big bad. He's the big good, right? So,
Yeah. He's the final boss. And speaking of number ones, really quick, Carl, is
yeah.
there a place that people can read the number one issue of all the comics that we have?
Yeah, 247comics.com. You could literally go on our reader, and all our number ones are there for free. And a lot of times people ask us, why the hell are you guys giving away the comics for free? Because honestly, if you want to look for our comics for free, you'll find it anyway. So might as well come read it on our site in high quality. And on top of that, we have a lot of confidence in our creator teams. And so I do feel like they do bring the best to the table. And so you're going to see, what I believe, great art, great story. And the hope is then you check out the rest of the books. But speaking of the rest of the books, for some reason, I have literally like 4 covers for issue number 7. So I figure I don't know who drew these. I think various artists, but this one is Matthias. I think it only gives credit to Matthias. So this James Herron. This James Herron, who's also another big artist, and Matez. So it was Matez did two. That's interesting. Anyways, let's
Dude,
pick up issue 7. I mean, we got Daniel Warren Johnson, obviously the creator, Mike Spicer, Russ Wooten, the same team, blasting through the series, and let's just dive right into it, Nate. I mean, there's probably one of the other most action-packed issues, right? And long story short, they're freaking going up against God.
yeah, this is absolutely insane. Really, there's not much for us. We're not going to go into the too much of the dialogue here because y'all, you need to go read this. It's an epic fight or epic battle, I guess you can say, between Sun and Steel and God. We see that the crowd up in the wonderful ring of heaven is chanting God's name. He's flexing. He looks amazing. But I love this little I got to point this out. I love this transition of Necroton being like, "Well, I had to do something for you guys," and then boom, we have this full panel of like brand new tag team uh costume. Do you call them costumes?
Yeah,
Outfits?
the transition, like boom, it's a costume. It's their like their wardrobe, like, and that happens a lot. Like when you see like WWF when they go to the championship match, they always kind of like spice up their costume so it looks almost like superhero styles, like an upgraded version.
Yeah, it's this epic moment, and not just that, they're not just costumed up.
Yeah,
It looks like they're healed.
yeah, they're completely healed. Yeah, true. They're completely healed from whatever injuries that they were suffering from. But we'll dive right in. I mean, you guys could really look at this yourself. Like, I could sit here all day and like look at DWJ and these moves that he makes. All these wrestling moves are like so epic, and he goes to these wide shots. He dives into the details, but they basically go back and forth, man. Like just taking on each other hard. I mean, God like rips into Lana. Lana goes right back, and yeah, I don't know. I think the whole time Necroton is just having a blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think it's very interesting. Just as a little detail, I love this panel. It's a little bit further along. It's like page 6. Yeah, so when he gets whacked in the stomach, but if you look at that page, it's amazing to see just kind of like the cool contrast between the protagonist or a traditional character in the story versus God, who his text bubbles are blacked out with the white text, and they're always muted. All the sentences, they're not escalated or anything. Everything ends with a period,
Mm,
whereas with the others, and they're very very sterile feeling and very round and exact, versus the other character bubbles are a little bit jagged. They're white with black text in them, showing more of like a human kind of feeling to the text and the dialogue that's happening. So after he gets whacked in the stomach, you can see there's jagged around. He's like, "Oh," you notice that that's a little bit of pain, but God's thing is fret not, child. That's it. It's very cold. It's very just kind of exact.
yeah, no, and that talks into the art of the letter themselves because the letter, really probably works with Daniel closely to figure out exactly what the tone is from a writer's perspective. So, yeah, he definitely kicked butt on this one.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was a really cool moment to show, or just a little detail to show. But we do kind of fly through this action scene, and we're going to fly through it because if you guys want the dialogue, you need to pick this up yourself. You need to give it a good read. But I love this. Like you can see, like the shah counter. Like you see action happening all over the place.
Yeah, it's insane.
Gasp, Croc. Gasp is cool. Again, this is kind of a callback to an earlier episode or two where we talked about how he just as a stylistic thing with in art, he used whiteout probably to go ahead and write those in, which is a fun little overlay to go about things. I think it's a really neat uh, technique to use to get those in.
Yeah, looks great, especially because Mike Spicer, who is the colors. He leaves it in too in a way that keeps it very natural. So the colors kind of blend in behind it, and so it definitely stands up. But this is a crazy moment where they actually do their sunrise uh, move on God, the sword sunrise on God Himself, and
Yes.
man, this original art must look so crazy. Must look so crazy.
Absolutely. I love that. And you can see it's full of movement, it's full of motion. These guys are going for it, and you know it's going to be like one of those epic moves that just hurts.
What's nuts? They try to they almost they basically try to pin him, but he kicks out like nothing. He just like lifts up and they're like floating in the air. It's freaking hilarious.
Well, they got one count, which was
Yeah.
cool.
One count.
But
But
then there's another epic moment coming up,
yeah,
and I think that's one of those wonderful cinematic things of Necroton, who's announcing the whole thing. He's like, "It can't be," and we just see a single drop of blood fall from the mask.
drip. Here, let me lift this up real quick. It's pretty crazy. This is like such a moment. It can't be. And one drop, like drip.
I love that. And then the next page of just a
Oh,
wow.
that is so good. David Goblin.
It is one of those big time scenes that you set. It's like that cinematic parallax shot
Yeah,
of close up in the foreground and the background is just kind of like panning out. You see everything kind of open up in that moment of like, oh, what just happened?
yeah. You could definitely see DWJ's Japanese influence because there's like like totally like a scene out of an anime.
Yeah, I can see that. But
Of course,
then we get back into the action, and that's
enough of this.
but again, it's stale. Or not stale, but it's like cold. And
Yeah,
of course, ultimately, God's looking to end it. And you hear murmurs in the crowd. So it's gone from just like this hype fest to like what is about to happen. And
like someone
he
paid.
clutches both of their shoulders. And
Uh,
who's that? Pillars of Golgotha.
Where do you come up with this stuff? It's freaking hilarious.
I can tell you that's not a real move. That one I can tell you is not a real
Oh
move.
my gosh. So he gets on stage, he gets on the ropes, and he has them like he like manhandle them like puppets, and basically
Mhm.
drops them. Oh
Absolutely. And you get that boom, and you can see like a little crater at the bottom.
my god!
We
Explode.
know God wins.
Yeah, they're done. One hand on each of them to pin them. Ding 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 ding. It's over.
Absolutely. And I love this. I they still get they still get the belts.
Yeah, they're
So
so
not only do
bad.
they have Necroton's belts, but they have Heaven's Gates. I don't know what the PW stands for. Why don't you, in the comments down below, after you subscribe to our channel,
Yeah,
let us know in the comments what you think the PW should stand for, or just the whole acronym HGPW, just like
yeah,
this panel shows.
yeah. Yeah, heaven, whatever. But it's crazy because she literally just defies God by saying, "I don't want a freaking belt. I want my mom."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he does give her a good gift. I think it's worth it, where she gets the memory,
So yeah,
and it's a touching moment. This is one where the people need to read this, Carl. Like,
yeah. You know what? It's hard for us to talk about it. I think we should let the people close this out. So you definitely want to read this. I mean, how? Let's talk about how that make you feel. You know, like when you read this at the end.
it was one of those bittersweet moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will let them read the ending of that because that's although your heroes of the whole storyline between issues 1 and 7 didn't exactly win the way that you wanted them to win,
Yeah.
they still won in a way, and it's one of those feel good moments. It's like did you get to watch? Have you watched La La Land, the one with
Of
Ryan
course.
Gosling and
Oh
Emma
yeah, yeah,
Stone?
yeah. Great. Alternate ending.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's that kind of ending to me. It's that
Yo, that was an inspiration there. I feel like there was like some sort of inspiration there with how this ended. And we don't want to spoil it for you, and you saw a little bit of it visually, but we really highly recommend you get online, buy the book, and read the last few pages because I do feel like DWJ kind of wraps it up really nicely, and literally you walk away like thinking about this whole thing because you're like, wow, like often we want things so literally, but what if it was presented you in a different way? Like, does that make it more meaningful than what you wanted in the first place, right? So
exactly. I think DWJ did an amazing job with this series. And again, coming from a total comic noob, this was an amazing way to just kind of kickstart the journey into reading all these things because you guys need to really jump into this. I think the other crazy thing is along this book club concept. I don't know where you got Powerbomb, Carl, or where you got the idea, but I think it'd be cool if you guys at home would please tell us what you want us to read next, because we'll read it with you. I have no issues with it. I'm Carl, Sarah, the team. We're all here for you. So maybe let us know in the comments as well after you subscribe. What what series should we do next?
yeah, the more the merrier. Send them our way, and we'll dive into it. This is a book club for you guys, and we're doing it together. And this closes out Do A Powerbomb as a series. So definitely subscribe, like Nate said, comment, and we'll see you at the next one. Let's see what title we choose next.
See you guys.
Nice, bye.
Story leading, living larger lives. New chapter, new era, bringing out the fire 24/7. Comics, the dream and desire. No shortcuts, no fake smiles, we're real.